It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Good morning. Welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry News on what has turned out to be just an absolutely nutty morning this morning. But we're here, a little cool, not as cold as it's been, coming to you, of course, from Central Virginia area, Bedford County, right outside of Lynchburg. Welcome to Wednesday, Travel and Cruise Industry News on this, the 23rd day of November, the day before Thanksgiving. Not a whole lot in the way of news this morning. We're going to talk about cruise lines selling partial year residences and some parking limits that impact Carnival cruises, and more here at 11 o'clock. Today, folks, is National Cashew Day. I can dig that one. I do enjoy having some cashews every now and then. I try to limit myself, but yeah, I enjoy them. If you're listening via the podcast, welcome aboard. You can always access the podcast via my blog, which is accessadventure.net, or wherever you get your podcasts from, all the big hitters. Just search for Travel and Cruise Industry News, and up pops the Fat Travel Guy. And anytime you are listening to the podcast, you want to jump over to the video feed, there's always a link in the description of the podcast so that you can do just that in case you want to see pictures or clips that we might be showing on that particular show. There's a couple things I want to touch on this morning. First, from a personal note, most of you know I went to the oncologist yesterday, and I got all good news. My PSA is still less than 1. It was 0.6 yesterday. All the other blood work was fine. I did ask about the hand cramping that I've been getting, so she told me a couple things I could get that might help that. So that was all good. And for a change, my Lupron injection yesterday was in my arm, not in my buttocks. So I didn't mind that at all, but I think it's probably easier to get the shot in the butt because the arm hurt like hell, burned like hell for, some time. And by the time I got home, which was 30 minutes from the cancer clinic, I crashed. And I was worth nothing all night last night until I got up at 5 o'clock this morning. But it was all good. I don't have to go see them again in 3 months to check the PSA, and then 6 months for the next Lupron injection. And for my friend Dennis over in Greece, just so you know that I do work on the information you give me. The port there in Rome that I had so much trouble with, Civitavecchia, there you go. Civitavecchia, there you go. That's better than I've been doing. Then the other one that you got me on yesterday was the casino on the Divina, which I totally slaughtered. Veneziano. That sounds pretty good to me. And then, of course, for Venice, it's Venezia, and Florence, Firenze, roll the R, Firenze. Okay, and I have learned that the German shipbuilding place is Werft. And of course, it was Ginting that I've been slaughtering. Those folks over in Hong Kong that I think the guy should be in jail, but anyway, it was Genting. And then the Italian shipyard is Fincantieri. I'm getting there, Dennis. Honest I am. All right. Got some stuff in from Katie and Angela. Of course, you know, they're on Serenade of the Seas. And okay. So they went to, there's an adult beverage. I'm not sure which one of them that was for. I have a feeling that might have been Katie. They went to Izumi last night. It was also the 70s party. And Izumi is one of the things they give you with these soybeans as an appetizer, and you have to shell them and you eat the pea out of the soybean. I had no idea what they were. So I had to ask the first time I ate at Izumi. Actually, they're pretty good. I enjoyed doing it once I figured out what to do with them. They give you a little soy sauce to dip in if you want to. Wait a minute. This is Martin calling. Hold on. Yes, Martin. You're an hour off. Yeah, because I'm on my show now. I'm on my show now.
Okay, no problem. Right, I'll see you at 6.
Yes. No, that's 5.
That's 5. That's UK time or 6 our time.
Oh, I'm
Europe again.
okay. Sorry about that. Then okay, bye. What? Well, okay. Let me see if I can get rid of this now. Okay, sorry about that. Hate to mess that up. Yeah, we moved what I thought was the correct time. Was 5, and that then Martin's telling me it's 4. Oh, actually. So anyway, hey, I'm confused on his time change, but that's for the Cruz Amigos, which is going to start right after this show at 12. So anyway, back to Izumi. Katie, there's a nice sushi roll, and looks like some noodles with I'm not sure what's in it, and that's a soup of some type. There's a lot of food here, and of course that's Katie flirting with the waiter. And of course, that's Angela all dolled up for the 70s party. Well, there was another picture of it. There's another sushi roll in there that somehow has disappeared. And that's, of course, Katie. And that was a shot of the party getting started on Serenade of the Seas. I do like the way Angela dresses up for these affairs. So, all right. That's going to take care of that. I'll be back with a couple news stories right after word from one of our network sponsors. All right, guys. The lead story today, we talked about this once before, and that's Storylines, which is a startup line. By the way, this is one of Ben Sosa had posted an article about this morning, so I'm using that. Storylines, of course, wants to build a custom cruise ship that you can live on. They have announced that they are releasing a number of homes for shared purchase. They said that this is due to demand from people who want to live on a ship, just not full time. The 25% fractional shares will be broken down by season, March through May, June through August, September through November, and December through February. There will be two types of residences where you can purchase fractional shares. One of them is a 721 square foot home with a waterfront balcony. The introductory price for the 25% share is a bargain at $1.275 million for the lifetime of the vessel and $37,000 for quarterly all-inclusive living fees. That breaks down to $6,167 per person per month based on double occupancy, or $12,200 whatever works out to be for a solo person per month. And then $37,000 per month. Okay, and that covers, your food and your drinks and laundry and use of their amenities. They also have a 377 square foot with a waterfront balcony, and it's only $598,000 for the lifetime of the vessel and $26,700 for the all-inclusive living fees. And those fees include food, drinks, laundry, and the cruise ship's amenities. Now, before you want to jump out like hot air, Tom, before you want to jump out and send your 1.25 whatever it was million in, there's a slight problem to discuss before you actually send the money in, I would think. The cruise line announced that they had signed a deal with Brodosplit shipyard in Croatia to build the ship. However, several industry experts question whether the ship will ever be built because the shipyard declared bankruptcy earlier this year after they were unable to fully withdraw loans from a Russian bank. The banks were impacted from sanctions that were put in place after Russia's attack on the Ukraine. So time will tell whether or not the MV narrative will ever be built and storylines will ever get off the ground. $1.275 million. Yeah, no. Sorry. I got some parking issues. And folks, I'm going to tell you right up front that we don't know the whole truth behind this issue. Guests sailing on upcoming cruises aboard Carnival Miracle out of the port of Long Beach will have difficulty parking at the terminal and are being urged to make alternative arrangements if they plan to drive to the port. Carnival Cruise Line has contacted impacted guests about the limit, including options for parking off-site if needed. No explanation is given why cruise terminal parking is not available, but the email is designated for Carnival Miracle Long Beach departures and does not give any indication of how many sailings might be impacted. For the time being, all Carnival Miracle guests should be prepared with alternative parking arrangements. If you live in the area and it's convenient to do so, we encourage you to consider making alternative transportation arrangements that include ride-sharing taxi service or being dropped off and picked up by a family member or a friend, the email suggests. I mean, that's how I usually go from whatever hotel I'm staying in. I Uber over is my preferred way of getting there, so I don't have to worry about parking at the port most of the time. Now, here's where the questionable thing is. It's not clear if the same limitation applies to Carnival Radiance or Carnival Panorama, both of which are home ported at Long Beach. Now, it's always possible that they got construction work planned on the terminal's parking garage or roadways leading to the parking structure that may limit parking availability, or closing the garage altogether for the time being. Carnival Cruise Line has arranged secured parking for any Carnival Miracle folks over at the Long Beach Convention Center. It's about 10 minutes away. Cruise guests can drop off their luggage and a travel party at the cruise terminal in the designated drop-off area, where drivers will be provided with directions to the convention center parking area and a decal identifying them as a Carnival Miracle guest. On-site signs will also direct drivers to the proper parking facility at the convention center, and a complimentary shuttle will run between the convention center and the cruise terminal, both for embarkation and debarkation. Shuttles will be able to accommodate guests with limited mobility or other needs, and the last shuttle will run 30 minutes prior to final boarding time for embarking guests. Parking at the convention center for cruise guests will be $20 a day, and only card payments are accepted. Cash is not available. Guests must pay for their parking upon entry to the parking structure. Parking at the Long Beach Convention Center generally costs $15 a day, but can vary depending on different events and arrangements, and does not include shuttle service. At the Long Beach Cruise Terminal, parking is $23 per day, so the shuttle arrangements do represent a parking fee discount for Carnival guests. Guests who may be driving excuse me. Wow, that one went down wrong. Guests who may be driving to the port from further away may also want to consider one of the options where local hotels offer park and sale packages for guests who stay 1 or 2 nights before their cruise. Now, the thing that bothers me the most about it is the other 2 ships, which are larger ships, why they're not being sent the same email. Why are they going to be allowed to park, and the smaller ship, the Carnival Miracle, will not be allowed to park? There's just something in this that we don't know, and something that doesn't quite smell right as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, there's going to be some problems, at least for a while, for Carnival Miracle folks parking around their cruises. So that's going to wrap up the news portion of today's show. I told you it wasn't a whole lot of news this morning. There was actually several stories out. When I looked at them and checked them on them, they were like 10 days old. So I'm not using a 10-day-old news story. So anyway. All right, let's jump over and see who's with us this morning. Oh, I know one thing. I hope Hot Air Tom's here. Yeah, Hot Air Tom's here. Hot Air Tom, there has been a change of plans since I talked to you early this morning, but it's not anything that makes any difference to you. I got a notice. Oh, it was not more than 15 or 20 minutes after I got off the phone with you that I had a use it or lose it credit with United. So I did some checking around, and actually I got a flight out of Dulles to New Orleans, same dates. So it's not going to affect the back end that you took care of. I'm just going to be coming in from DC instead of Richmond. And the total price for my round trip flight from Dulles on United was $80. So that's considerably cheaper than what it was going to cost me to fly from Richmond. So I jumped on that, took care of canceling out, which since it was less than 24 hours, I didn't have any problem with canceling. So anyway, everything's going to be the same on the back end. Both, on staying at the Holiday Inn Vacation Club for 3 days beforehand, and then staying at the Crown Plaza, I think it is, on Bourbon Street for the day after the cruise. I'm now really excited about New Orleans and getting to spend some time in New Orleans. So Cindy's with us. Good morning and happy Thanksgiving. And yes, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. The right immediately in 30 or 40 minutes from now, we're going to do the Cruise and Picos. Martin, that was Martin that called in earlier, and apparently he's the one that asked me to do it at 5 o'clock their time, which is an hour earlier than it was supposed to be. Only he's an hour off from where he is, so he thought it was at 11 o'clock, my time. So it's a confusion on hours, times, constantly. Mike's with us. Hi, Mike. There's Dennis. Hi, Dennis. Okay, so you spelled out the casino on the Divina. Did I say that? Did I say that wrong or did I say that right? It should be Veneziano. Veneziano. If my memory is correct. Anyway, I'm working on it, Dennis. I really am. There's Elizabeth. I did hear from her last night. Hadn't had a chance to answer back. Waiting to Diaz, Chillie, and the gang. And she says, hey to Cindy. Robert's with us. Hi, everyone. Robert says. Mike says, great news about the PSA. Yeah, man, that was, I was pretty much sure that the $11,000 a month medication's doing its job. And, I don't know what we're going to do starting in January, but we'll see. The financial people at the clinic say, don't worry about it. We got it taken care of. I said, okay, well, you got it taken care of. I don't care. Everybody's saying great news. Yeah, it was. That was pretty cool. Dennis giving me some thumbs up. Firenze. Okay. Fincantieri. Anyway, I think I'm getting better. I don't know, but it feels like it to me at least. Looks like Katie's having a fabulous time. Yeah, they're on a different cruise than I was on. So there's more on it because I was on a shorter cruise. So yeah, they're doing a lot more than I did on Serenade. Now of what I did on it. So now I need to pronounce Cozumel. What am I saying wrong on Cozumel, Elizabeth? I thought you had already changed me over from saying, I don't know, how was I pronouncing it before? Cozumel or something weird. Cozumel. Anyway, tell me what I'm doing wrong on that one since you live there. There's Katie. Blaine's with us. Hey, from Carnival Celebration. Yeah, Blaine's on the first for real cruise for the Carnival Celebration out of Miami. And I was trying to think, Blaine, somebody else is on there. I can't remember who it was. But anyway, good to see Blaine is on the Celebration. Be looking for stuff from here. Dennis says Cozumel. 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 Not Cozumel. Cozumel. Okay. I try, guys. I'm trying to sound better. Honest, I am. And Dennis says hello to Blaine. Cozumel. All right. We are docked in Grand Turk. Talk to y'all later. All right, Blaine. Have a good time in Grand Turk. I hope Grand Turk's gotten everything cleaned up finally. I know they were still having some issues the last time I checked. Of course, they got just clobbered in a storm. Damage to the dock. Cruise Amigo is advertised on YouTube as 6 p.m. UK time, 1 p.m. your time. Yeah, and that's. Ooh, did I not change that? I may not have changed that. Come to think about it. But anyway, it's I put out changes time on it. Probably didn't change it with. Okay, that I'll do as soon as I get off the air. Jason says, "Can you have pets on the ship? Which ship?" No, it's male. It's male, not male. The E has an A sound, as in day. All right, actually, it's a long-term lease, not a purchase. Is that what it is? It's more money than I can come up with. So I don't care. Lease, purchase, whatever. I'd like to see them get it started if they can ever get the ship. What ship is this? These are poor investments. I would think so too. The height of the broadside looks very low too. Yeah, doesn't it? I thought that as well. Cozumel. Right. Getting off in Nassau and going to a local restaurant for real Bahamian food. Well, I'm glad you're doing that, Katie. I like to get off and have a real Bahamian pina colada. That's my favorite thing to do in Nassau. Amy popped in right at the end of the show. Hi, Amy. You'll have to go back and watch the replay. All right, guys, that's going to wrap me up for today. Again, everybody have a wonderful holiday. Oh, here's Dennis says, you can also say by booking nearby car parks online. Yeah, I've done that a couple times before. If you can walk, the Blue Line ends in Long Beach. It goes to downtown LA. Okay, that's good to know for those of you that are ambulatory. The Metro from Dulles to Washington has finally begun service. Nikki's with us. Hi, Nikki. A is in day, Fincantieri. Fincantieri. Ah. Okay. Everybody says happy Thanksgiving tomorrow. All right. That's going to wrap me up, guys. Again, have a terrific holiday. No show tomorrow. I'll be doing Cruise Amigos here in 30 minutes from now. We'll start it, and hopefully Martin will be back. Another screw up on time. And then I've got to haul my butt over to get my car serviced because that was the only appointment I could get before I leave next week to drive back to Florida. So that's going to wrap me up for today. As always, I sure appreciate all y'all being here. And as always, stay safe, stay healthy, think about cruising. And hopefully one day soon, we'll all get together on the high seas. This is the old fat travel guy. Have a great holiday and eat lots of turkey. Later, y'all.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner. Hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie's Cruises.